Can you retire right now on $1 million invested solely in dividend stocks? It's on like Donkey Kong. Yes, you can. Or is it just a pipe dream? It depends on what sort of lifestyle you want to live. So let's look at what would happen if you made $1 million in the stock market and retired tomorrow. Well, of course, you would need $1 million invested. And if in over a year at 4%, you would get 40k. So then if you invest it over 5 years, you can invest 200k a year to get to that. This has just been on a simple dividend of 4%. And in the 10 years, you need to put 100k in each year to get up to that $1 million, depending on your long-term horizon in terms. But let's have a look. If you were going to start with 10 years, how would you invest that money? Can you do it with $1 million? Or would you have to turn it into $2 million? Can that be done in 10 years? You go, no way, Jose. You've been smoking too much of the wacky tobacco or too much moonshine, their financial guru. No, it can be done. Yes, you can invest 1 million and get it to 2 million, but you have to be savvy and patient. So at the 4% dividend, you would get 4k a year if you had 100k. If you move that up to $1 million, you get to 40k. And this is when you're working your way towards that in a 10-year horizon, it'll be 4k a year, and then by your 10-year, you'll get 40k in dividends at 4%. But if you could invest in dividends on average at 8%, then you're looking at 80k in that 10 years, and you're making some good moolah. But will they continue? There's obviously riskier players going into those sort of stocks that are higher up. But now, if you want to get to that from that 1 million to 2 million in 10 years, while you continue to invest, you need to find value growth dividend stocks. And finding those stocks on discount takes a lot of work, but if you do the right thing, you can turn that 1 million in 10 years into 2 million by getting each stock at a 50% discount. Now, if you're able to do that with 10 stocks or 5 stocks, depending on what your strategy is, then you will become a millionaire, or in this case, a 2 millionaire. Now, how do we do this? Do you want to live the rich and famous lifestyle? Do you want to have money under your mattress? Have you got money in your yacht? Have you got money in your Lamborghini? In your jet plane? But in all seriousness, if you want to continue to get that sweet moolah, 1 million is probably not going to be enough to survive long term. And why is that? Because at $1 million, at $1 million at the 4% rule, you're only going to get 40k a year. Now if you jumped it up to 5%, it's 50k. But that is just the average lifestyle of Americans is about 5,000 they spend a month, up to 60k. So $1 million's probably not really enough unless you're going to live in a tiny house and not do much travel. So that's obviously what the problem is in investing into that and that strategy to get to the $1 million. But you can have 2 million in your pocket right there, right now. And one strategy to do that is you could sell off some of that profit and invest it into higher dividends to give you more of a payout. Is one option to give yourself some more payout, or just sell off a little bit of it each year and use that as well. So you can just live off the dividend, but it's not going to be much. But you can also sell off a certain amount each year. But 1 million is probably not only going to last you 10 years at the most if you're going to take out 100,000 each year. So that's another strategy you can do if you're looking to quit your job and live off $1 million. What else can you do? Obviously, on that smaller dividend of 40k, 50k a year, obviously cut your expenses down. Hopefully you won't have a debt on the house anymore, so you can just live life nicely. But if you want to get up to real rich and famous, you're probably going to need 4 million in dividend investing to get to about 160k a year, and then you're starting to live more like the rich and the famous. Well, yeah, and other option is you can go YOLO into AMC, into Bitcoin, into Beyond Meat, into GameStop, into GoPro, into Tattoo Chef. And the list goes on of companies that have disappointed, have not lived up to the hype, and you can lose all your money that way. Now that's the strategy some people use. With the dividend investing, they sell off some profit or use the dividends to buy into these and see their money depreciate over time. I mean, not every stock is bad or risky investment is bad, but in these cases, it was bad if you invested into these. So yeah, if you want to take risk on investing into stocks like this instead of doing a dividend strategy, you could do it, but most than likely you're going to miss out. There's only a few Teslas out there that have gone the other way from companies making decent money for you. But how do you make real big money in the stock market? Is finding companies that are very low, that are not made the S&P 500 yet, that are still in the growth stage and looking to go to the moon. Obviously, this is not easy, but if you can find the next fad out there and start investing into that company now, that's where the real truth wealth is made. Now, you can have safe wealth and you can have wealth that you can live the rest of your life on. That is the options you've got to look at when you're investing. But if you're going to do $1 million into dividends alone, I'd be looking for 5 stocks and wait for them to be on a discounted rate and buy them consistently over the long term, and hoping that you get to $2 million and work from there. And if you want to get to 4 million, you obviously have to invest double that to get to that level. So this is not financial advice. Do your research before you start any sort of dividend strategy or any investment at all. But one stock right now in the dividend play is FL Foot Locker. It's a possible candidate at the 50% off margin of safety at the moment, as it had real bad earnings, and there could be bad earnings for the rest of the year, which gives you a chance to buy this while it continues to be bad. And if you do your research and hope the company's going to go back up to its normal levels or above that, then you're going to get it at a very discounted rate, and your stock appreciation could be 50 to 100% just on the stock price alone, not including a dividend, with the sweet dividend at the moment of about 5% for the locker would be a nice play right now. But no guarantee of success. But that is just one stock at the moment that is in that sort of range that can possibly work out for a dividend investor. So each stock I'd like to get it at a 50% discount for a dividend stock, and even better for other stocks as well. But yeah, dividend stock, if you can find it at the right time, it's a good time to buy. There's a risk. Yeah, so finding those stocks. So basically in the dividend play, you're looking for a company that is the stock price has dropped, but has good growth potential, and you expect that they're going to be a company that's going to be around for 100 years time or more. Stocks you need to look into have a decent low payout ratio. A low under 50% is ideal. You can go higher, but that's where you need to go in terms of investing. But in short term, can you live off $1 million? The short answer is probably not in terms of just dividend investing. You can if you don't want to live a lavish life, but if you want to live a lavish life, you'd have to get up to at least $4 million in dividend investing alone to live like a king or queen. Well, thank you very much for joining me here at Financial Guru. I hope you got a lot out of this video. We're going to have more videos like this into the future. Please leave a comment on anything you'd like to see in the future. Remember to subscribe and tap the like button and share this video all around the world so finance can get to every corner of the planet. Thank you very much, and I'll see you at the next video.